Are you ready?
I hope everybody is ready. We are back in the first round of Street Race Championships here on GTA with Fukara GT Sport Racing. And we're already in the first turn of Groving here, as we have a lot of getting together in the first turn here as Team Chris tries to muscle her way through, but it looks like Shaney Boy has already taken the position up and is trying to lead the pack here. But no, that would be Rhymes that's up in the lead at this time. So that's with the Vector, which some would say doesn't have, with the lower top speed, this is appearing to be a tough car, but it's still one of the big favorites here. So here's back to Shaney as he comes through the area with the railroad tracks here at the back of Groving. Groving, you guys would have known probably if you know any kind of Los Santos stuff. The Grove is a very famous area. So they are battling it out here in this area, and there seems to be a lot of traffic with the cops here as they try to block them off and stop them. This section of the championships, and he nails a spike strip as he tries to break through there, and it looks like Rhymes was able to make it through without a problem. He takes the jump, and it looks Shaney, he's gauged it all wrong. He's going to have to go around to get in that area. He's going to have to overcome some stuff, and I think Team Chris is going to be in there somewhere probably to capitalize on that. We'll have to see, as it seems like Rhymes is having no trouble cutting through this area here. A lot of area to block off. So the point here is that with the Street Racing Championships, the first thing that you have to go overcome is going to be the police presence. So police know that they're street racing, and they come in and they try to block people. So only 7 racers are going to be able to make it eliminated as Team Chris goes on the inside there, takes that position away from Shaney. So they need to make a certain amount of cars need to make it through to pass by the police so they can make it into the actual street racing part of the championship itself. The first of this is an elimination in a regular race to see who basically earns enough reputation to make it to the next level. A lot of these players will have reputation as they move up through, as they've done here their first couple of races. So if this is something you want to be involved in, this is to find out who is the fastest street racer in GTA, and it is using the tuner class cars here. Shaney just does not want to reset that car, and he has got flat tires, and it's definitely have bled some positions off, but he's just not giving up here as Team Chris continues to push forward. Big spin, and also big spin from her. Wasn't able to thread the needle on that blockade there. Now, they've taken some very interesting routes here. I want to see how they deal with this. This is a popular area, so they're going to go through the rock formation here, and those rocks were not forgiving to Team Chris, but she was able to make it through. So it looks like Rhymes is going to take the front. Team Chris is going to be in second. Shaney's probably, I'm guessing, going to pull in. Yeah, there's the third position. He had a lot to overcome with those tires. So like you said, this is something we're going to be doing weekly and figuring out exactly each week who is the Street Racing Championship. As we see Sneaky here, who I think he has one good tire up front right that's still usable, as he's able to break through that blockade that's taken a ton of abuse, but he's able to make it through, so he's going to keep going. And again, I am your host, Primo. We're going, like I said, we're going to be doing this weekly. It's going to be to determine a street racing champion. We had a good deal of people that were going to be coming out tonight, so people would be eliminated. This is actually everybody who's going to finish this section is going to move through, even Sneaky, who's having serious issues here. But typically there will be a couple of people that get eliminated from the first pursuit area race, as the cops try to take the street racing off the streets. And then we move into the next area. So it looks like we have everybody's obviously going to move through. We got Rhymes in first, Team Chris in second, Shaney Boy in third, E4 Chin in fourth. Didn't see much of that Tailgater S, and then Sneaky Giraffe, who we saw a lot of, trying to fix his wheels up. So don't forget to like and subscribe if you love street racing, if you love any of this stuff with GTA racing. We're going to have a lot more to come through the road. But we're going to leave. This is now into our main street race competition to determine the final four who are going to be racing. They're going to have a four-way competition, and it looks like this is going to be High Society. Yes, High Society that we're going to be coming here, and it looks like Sneaky took that growler up first at the beginning. A lot of carnage as they go into that first section, go into the tunnel, and people have, so it looks like Team Chris, and she's able to get ahead of E4 Chin there, and they thread. Oh, and there's a crash that's blocked up the hallway. Everybody who's raced that has probably had effects of that in the past. Team Chris gets dropped back to that final position and is having some issues getting that car. The Comet S2 is a nice car, but sometimes it can be problematic and difficult to race. So we will be doing, we do a lot of stuff between here, and Shaney takes the inside line. Rhymes takes the outside, who's able to move through. That is a very, if you guys are looking, that Vector is a very unique car. Not able to get on the brakes fast enough. Oh, it's getting bumped there by Shaney. A lot of contact going in, and I think E4 Chin is trying to capitalize on that by getting into the heat of this battle, and he's got that third place position nailed in right now. As they come through the last section, this is just the first lap, and we're seeing a lot of war here. There's that area is so tricky to go through, but they were able to thread it pretty cleanly, and I'm actually really impressed at the way they took that. And Rhymes ends up going on the outside. Shaney able to pull in that first position. There you can see Tim taking that position. And we have, I'm guessing that E4 Chin has got the solid second position, and I believe he does. Rhymes going to have a lot of making up to do to get back with the front of that pack after losing that shortcut there. Street racing has a lot of shortcuts and other things that you may earn the reputation. Hey, he's catching up pretty good here too. But you may earn the reputation to be able to compete with these. But the thing is actually applying it sometimes can be a lot more difficult than it appears to be. No problem getting through that section right there now. And it appears right now that we have a solid three-way battle for the front three, which, I mean, we're talking three solid cars here. That Tailgater is definitely representing in this group, because it's something that most people would say, nope, that's not going to be able to compete. And here we have it coming in the second position, but he goes in the outside line, or the inside line, sorry, and that leaves Rhymes with being able to capitalize on that and get into that second position as he continues to move up. So we'll stick to E4 here so we can get a better view of everything that's going on. Good solid battle, but this battle in the back here is really pushing Shaney up, and he's been able to hold it, but Rhymes just reeling him in, trying to get back up to that front position. I know he wants it back, and he's got such a strong car, but not able to take much, and that turn was a lot sloppier than the first time going through, but a lot more battling and a lot more trying to put the power down on some cars that, you know, may have some difficulty doing it, especially for E4 here, but doing very well for coming in this position is making it strong. But it looks like as we come down the front straight again, it looks like Shaney is trying to expand his lead, and good solid times there. Look at that. Was it 145? So the standard here is for probably the top racers is probably, yeah, so the 145 by Rhymes. So he's definitely the faster guy here. The 140 from Shaney is not. He's going to start reeling him in here about a second. Then E4 Chin's the 149 is not going to be. He's going to have to up that game a little bit to get caught back up. The going rate for this track, I would say it's around the 141 area code for the top tier guys. And I'm sure some people, was not able to make that turn. Man, he just keeps getting closer to that front, but it just keeps eluding him, and that has got to be frustrating. So he's going to try to take this up here. So, yeah, the big thing with this is, again, Street Racing Championship. But I don't think that anybody's ever done anything with it in the past. And it is such a solid competition level, but the cars are very limited in comparison to other classes. And after testing some of the stuff, there are some cars that are faster. So, like, for instance, you'll have one car that's in the class that's really, really fast, but ends up not getting used a lot because there are areas that street racing, which is very fast-paced, very competitive when it comes to changing around. The cars that you'd think were the fastest are sometimes not actually the fastest, and it really a lot of times depends on the track, which is why I like this class so much, because these guys don't know where they're going to race, and they have to pick cars, and they go into it saying, okay, which car do you pick? And then they get here, and if they pick the wrong car, then it is what it is. So, and the selection is actually random. He's still able to pull it together, and he seems to be making some distance on ramps. He's actually being able to get the power down now. He's getting a lot more comfortable, you can tell, with this track over time, and that's kind of what happens. You just start getting your rhythm, hitting your points, and you're going to start seeing those times start to drop. So here we see Team Chris, who is back in positions right now. The Comet S2 not really applying where she wanted it to be for this race. And now we have Sneaky, who thankfully now has all his tires back and is doing a lot better. But you can tell he's going to be in last place for this one, probably stuck there, but still trying his best as he takes out another light pole as he goes through. So, yeah, this is something, again, we want to do weekly. It's something we want to show off some of the street racing stuff, maybe get people involved in it. It's a very competitive class compared to other classes, and we have an interesting little handicap system that we put into place here, which is why you're going to see the cars that you're going to use. Might tune in at some point and see some cars that you didn't expect racing on the track, raced by people. A little bit too far out. He really wants to capitalize here. I'm wondering if these wheels have anything to do with it. Maybe it's the glowing. I don't know. But, yeah, you'll see some cars in here that you may think, wow, that's not competitive. What do we do with that? And you're going to see those guys running against each other to try to make something happen with it. So we're in shape 144 from Shaney in a dominant position here. And he's definitely got the top position right now as he's dominating over Rhymes with Tape. I think we're on the last lap here. As we move through this area, we're going to follow, see if Shaney can put on. That was the thing. These guys are really putting on a clinic at the beginning of this, and takes that. He's learned a lot from that direction, seeing before where he made the mistake. But yeah, putting on a clinic on how to drive these cars, and that's kind of the beauty of them, is they're weak in comparison to some of the other cars. Like, you'll get into some of the super class cars and stuff like that are very powerful, and these cars don't have those big numbers, but they are very competitive. And that competitiveness shines through and allows some of these guys to really take these cars that, you don't think can go this fast, and put them against each other and keep a real tight row with it. And here we see Shaney just doing that by really taking it to the next level for this race and dominating this first position. He got had some problems early on, but he's been able to convert with it. And the other thing with this is an elimination race. So even though we go for here, we're going to go for a 4. They're going to 4-way LS Sprint, and then they'll go to a 2-way head-to-head. We won't be showing that section here. It's just hard to film that, but we'll let you know here at the end of this race who actually won the entire championship and became basically the first street racing champion. The original idea for this was to be able to test it to see what would be good, but they just these folks did not want to hang back. They want to bring the A game, and they certainly did today. And it's been an amazing competition. So there we see Team Chris going on. Remember, we are at FucaraSportGT.Weebly.com right now. It's kind of the platform we're kind of hanging out with. We're going to follow Sneaky here as he tries to finish it off, but he doesn't make it in time. Thank you guys for watching. Shaney Boy, Rhymes, E4 Chin, Team Chris, and Sneaky Giraffe won that race. It came down to a four-way between the top four there, at which point E4 Chin and Team Chris were able to challenge each other, and for the final race, Team Chris was able to win. So thank you guys for tuning in. Hope to see you soon. It's a great championship. We hope you'll join us. Talk to you then.